TomoNews presents the world's scariest amusement park rides.
Orlando's new water slide is highest and scariest yet. This is Ihu's Breakaway Falls, Orlando's newest and scariest water slide, located inside SeaWorld's Aquatica Water Park. Ihu's Breakaway Falls is the highest water slide in the city and requires riders to climb 126 steps to the 80-foot high platform. The ride encompasses 4 different slides, 3 of which start riders off with a near vertical 40-foot drop. But the scariest part of all is the breakaway boxes, which drop the rider through a trap door. And you have no choice when that drop happens, unless you're a wuss, in which case you can choose. At top speed, riders fall at a rate of 24 feet per second, firing them through the 360-degree turns and out the drain pipe at the bottom, with their lunch following behind moments later. The orange slide offers the most distance for your money at 420 feet. But if you want to ride the highest water slide in the world, don't go to Orlando. You want the 17-story high Verrückt slide in Kansas City's Schlitterbahn water park. Whoa!
A Kansas City water park company is in the midst of building what is being called the world's tallest and fastest water slide. The Verruckt Meg-A-Blaster is expected to shatter the current record for height held by the 164-foot high Kilimanjaro in Barra de Parai, Brazil. Verrückt means insane in German, and the slide, which is scheduled to debut in May next year, is definitely not for the faint of heart. Adventurous souls must climb the agonizing 264 steps to reach the slide's staggering 17-story-tall top. 4-person rafts next send them hurtling back down to earth at a minimum speed of 65 miles per hour. The ride includes a 5-story hump that shoots riders upwards as a climatic finish to what will no doubt become known as a bowel-loosening attraction.
The Verrückt, German for insane, will be the tallest and most daring water slide in the world and is located at the Schlitterbahn water park in Kansas City. The ride will be open for business on May 23rd of this year. The adventure begins at the bottom of the spiral staircase. Riders will have to spend roughly 7 minutes to climb the 264 steps to the starting point. They will get on to a 4-person raft, which then plunges the equivalent of 17 stories or approximately 170 feet at speeds up to 65 miles per hour. The Verrückt speed and height nearly match the specs of a hypercoaster, one in which riders experience what is known as negative G-force. But the thrills won't end when the riders reach the bottom of the massive slide. Using Schlitterbahn's master blaster system, powerful jets of water will then propel riders up a 5-story camelback hill before racing down the other side and hitting a straight before eventually cruising to a halt. Some people may call this fun, but the marketing campaign for the slide literally asks, "Are you insane?" The Verrückt will surpass the height of the current Guinness World Record holder, Brazil's 14-story high Insano. To put it in perspective, the ride is taller than Niagara Falls and the Statue of Liberty. With construction almost complete, park director Lane Pitcher said the ride will undergo extensive testing before the public is invited to ride it.
New Jersey Water Park set to reintroduce its vertically looped water slide in 2016. Once home to the accident-prone Cannonball water slide back in the 1980s, New Jersey's Action Park is set to introduce a new water slide that also features a 360-degree vertical loop. The Cannonball was the first-of-its-kind water slide that opened briefly in 1985, before it was subsequently shut down in 1996 due to a series of injuries and even deaths. The new gravity-defying water slide, the Sky Caliber, is 90 feet tall with a 45-foot vertical freefall into a 30-foot loop with speeds of more than 50 miles per hour. Riders will ride in an aluminum-enclosed ultra-raft vehicle equipped with safety restraints to allow riders to rotate 360 degrees within the slide. Do you have what it takes to ride the Sky Caliber?
Pee your pants on the world's tallest drop ride. Zumanjaro Drop of Doom, the world's tallest drop tower, opened at Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson on July 4th. The ride features 3 no-floor gondolas, each carrying 8 riders. who are strapped in and then hoisted into the air for 30 seconds. Until they reach a height of 415 feet, or about 41 stories, taller than the Statue of Liberty. Riders can then enjoy the breathtaking view, but only for a short time until their eye-popping descent begins. The stomach-churning drop sees riders plummet earthward, reaching speeds of up to 90 miles per hour during the 10-second free fall, for a guaranteed knee-weakening experience. The Zumanjaro shares a tower with Great Adventure's other record breaker, the 128 miles per hour King Dakar roller coaster.
Work has begun on a massive tower and observation deck in the UK that will be the world's first vertical cable car. The UK is hoping to spruce up its beach resort town of Brighton by building the world's first vertical cable car. Work has begun on what will be Britain's tallest observation tower, to be called the Brighton I-360. At 162 meters, the I-360 will stand taller than the London Eye, while its observation deck will allow visitors a 360-degree view at 138 meters above sea level. Dubbed the world's first vertical cable car, the 18-meter-wide viewing platform will be able to carry 200 people on a 10-minute ride to the top of the tower, where visitors will be treated to a 360-degree view of Brighton and its coastline. Plans call for a beachside visitors center at the foot of the tower, where as many as 400 people could enjoy art shows or host parties or other events. The I-360 will cost over £46 million to build and is slated to open in 2016. Brighton officials hope the new tower will be a major revenue source and predict it will attract 800,000 visitors a year. Critics, however, bemoan the cost and say the structure will be an eyesore, with some going as far as calling the tower a visual monstrosity.
The South Korean government has approved plans to build the world's first invisible skyscraper. The 450-meter tall tower will be covered with LED screens, which can project digital images. 18 weatherproof cameras will be placed at 3 different heights on the 6 sides of the building to capture real-time images of the building's surroundings. The images will then be processed and merged to create a seamless panoramic image that is projected onto the LED screens, creating the illusion of invisibility. The tower will be constructed close to South Korea's Incheon International Airport. The Mail Rail, a relic of life of early 20th century London, is scheduled to be reinvented as a tourist ride by 2020. In the first decade of the 20th century, London's crowded streets were impeding mail deliveries. So in 1913, the UK Parliament ordered the construction of a dedicated underground rail line connecting major postal hubs. Construction of the line, dubbed the Mail Rail, was put on hold during World War I, but the line was completed in 1927 and went on to carry as many as 12 million letters and parcels each day for several decades. The train ran at speeds of up to 60 kilometers per hour over 30 kilometers of tracks. Post office feeder buses ferried mail to and from the Mail Rail stations. As London entered the digital age, postal volumes decreased and the system was mothballed in 2003. The Mail Rail is scheduled to be turned into a tourist ride by 2020 and will become part of a new postal museum showcasing the 400-year history of the UK's postal service. The new postal museum will combine the archive and museum collections and is scheduled to open in 2016.
Forget the bus. An electric skateboard is an awesome way to get to work.
giant slip and slide coming to downtown Los Angeles. Perfect for the young and the young at heart, plans are in the works to transform this busy downtown Los Angeles street into a giant slip and slide for one day only later this month. Slide the city organizers said it takes around 4 hours to set up the 1,000-foot slide, which will span 3 city blocks. Travel speed down the slide depends on both weight and size. Organizers say the one-day event will require between 15 to 20,000 gallons of water to pull off. While this may sound like a lot of water, keep in mind the average LA swimming pool loses that much water from evaporation alone each year. But California is in the midst of a historic drought, and some concerned citizens expressed outrage with Slide the City's plan. LA resident Karina Soto created an online petition urging officials to deny permits for the slide. Her efforts quickly garnered thousands of supporters. Feeling the pressure, event organizers amended their plans. Water from the slide will be recycled and donated to sprinkle the greenery in Griffith Park in Hollywood Hills. The Bureau of Street Services still needs to sign off on the permit to make the mega slide a reality, but approval is expected. Event organizers said so far, more than 4,000 tickets have been sold. For TomoNews in downtown Los Angeles, I'm Sasha Horn.
World's longest inflatable water slide comes to New Jersey. This incredibly long inflatable water slide at Action Park in New Jersey has been recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records as the world's longest. The slide measures 1,975 feet in length and is wide enough for one adult. Modified snowmaking machines pour 1,000 gallons of water per hour onto the slide, allowing riders to reach speeds of 35 to 40 miles per hour. Jimmy Hunt, the creator of the slide, brought it from his homeland of New Zealand to its current location at Action Park in Vernon, New Jersey. According to Hunt, the water slide uses 15 air blowers to stay inflated and takes 2 to 3 days to fully set up. Though initial test runs with park employees were successful, the water slide still requires state approval before opening to the public. Hunt created the water slide to promote his charity, Live More Awesome, which aims to raise awareness about depression and mental illness by creating fun activities that promote positive thinking. The water slide may open to the public in 2016.
Zero G. Take a ride on the Vomit Comet. Why in the hell would anyone want to pay thousands of dollars to get puked on in an airplane? If this sounds like your idea of fun, then catch a ride with Zero Gravity Corporation. Zero G's planes follow a parabolic flight path to produce weightlessness. As the plane climbs towards the top of the parabola, passengers feel a force of nearly 1.8 Gs. Once the plane reaches the top of the arc, flyers experience 25 seconds of zero gravity. Then it's back down to start all over. Each plane will perform the maneuver 15 times during a 90-minute flight. The planes will be divided into 3 sections, with prices ranging from the $2,700 cheapskate experience in the party room to the most expensive $68,000 tailor-made experience in the VIP room. The service will start in Japan next January. From Asia, it'll move to the Middle East in April, and then to Russia and Europe in May. Service in North and South America will begin in the fall.
XCOR Lynx passenger spacecraft almost ready for space trips. Lynx passenger spacecraft built by XCOR Aerospace is close to completion, the company said. Lynx passenger spacecraft is a piloted 2-seat vehicle designed to fly one passenger to space and back in 30 minutes. The spacecraft takes off horizontally, like an airplane. 50 seconds later, the engines are lighted. The aircraft goes supersonic and very close to vertical position. It travels at 3 times the speed of sound. And 3 minutes after lighting the engines, the craft is at 180,000 feet. About 50,000 kilometers. It turns off its engines and coasts to peak altitude of 350,000 feet, about 107,000 kilometers. A minute and a half is needed to coast back down, enter the Earth's atmosphere, and then approximately 20 minutes are used for the aircraft to glide and land horizontally. According to X-Corps, the Lynx is still undergoing tests. The first launch should take place within the next 6 to 18 months.
For $75,000, Worldview can lift a passenger 30 kilometers into space by a hot air balloon. The balloon is propelled by 1.1 cubic meters of helium and guided by a steerable parachute. 6 passengers and 2 pilots are transported within a pressurized capsule. After a 90-minute ascent to its peak height, the balloon will remain in the stratosphere for another 2 hours before the capsule drifts back down to Earth. At 30 kilometers, the balloon is over twice the altitude reached by conventional airplanes, but it is still far from the outer space where weightlessness is experienced. The initial launch is expected to take place at Spaceport America in New Mexico. Other companies such as Virgin Galactic and X-Corps have also presented similar plans for space tourism.
A miniature portable electric vehicle called the Walk Car will go on sale in Japan this autumn. Japanese startup Coco Motors recently launched a crowdfunding campaign in an attempt to begin manufacturing the Walk Car, a portable electric vehicle. The Walk Car weighs between 2 to 3 kilograms. Despite its lightweight design, the portable electric vehicle can carry loads of up to 120 kilograms. It can travel at up to 10 kilometers per hour for up to 12 kilometers on a single 3-hour charge. The Walk Car can be carried by hand and therefore does not require a parking space. The designer says the device can be used in public spaces such as theme parks and airports. Eager consumers and tech enthusiasts will be able to reserve their very own Walk Car for $800 starting in October.